G'day again. Now, of course you know who this bloke is. The popular and well-loved Pelican. Well, I hope he's well-loved anyway. This is a pretty populous, numerous bird in Australian waters, coastal and inland, and rivers and lakes and so on. And this guy's just having a bit of a clean-up after a fishing trip. I think it's a male, but it would be easier if it was breeding time, because when it is breeding season, which is sort of later in the year, sort of summertime, these guys get a really blue flush around their beak, around the top of their beak near their face. Yeah, it's quite marked. You can notice the blue in the beak and around the face. That's in the males, of course. Yeah, lovely bird. I once got bitten by one of these and was surprised to find these serrations around the edge of the beak. Quite, noticeable. It drew blood anyway. So they have a serration around the edge of the beak so that they can hang on to a fish even if they only half catch it, I like the pelicans. I like their voice as well. They have this real sort of guttural, deep kind of tone to their voice. They're brilliant flyers, very large bird, and they use the thermals and updrafts to soar in flocks for miles and miles. You see them wheeling round and round in these huge circles together. It's beautiful to watch. Up near where my dad lives, around Brisbane waters, they're very numerous up there. I actually don't see that many of them down here. I'm closer to Sydney, of course. This bloke's just on his own, actually sitting on Cook's Monument there, which I've got in another clip. But I just wanted to share with you one urban myth, anecdote, if you will, which I don't know if it's true or not, but I really hope it is. That was the story of a caravan park up near Woy Woy, and where you get a lot of pelicans. And there was a rather obnoxious and rotund woman holidaying up there with her even more obnoxious chihuahua, I think it was. And she used to let it off the leash, and it would run on purpose and chase the pelicans off the end of the wharf. And people holidaying up there really got the shits with it. But no one really said anything. But anyway, one day she did this, let the leash go, and the chihuahua ran to the edge of the wharf, still with its leash on, chased the pelicans off, but one of them wheeled around, circled, came back behind the chihuahua, scooped it up in its beak, and flew straight out to sea, with the owner screaming blue murder. Some people standing by were applauding, and the last thing they saw was this pelican flying out to sea, the muffled barking coming from within, and a leash hanging out of its beak. I hope it flew out to sea and dropped that thing past off the continental shelf somewhere, where it became shark poo, I guess. A great story, one which I hope is true, and involving a pelican, which I love. I think they're probably a very smart bird. They've got a large eye, a large brain, I would say. And this guy's just quite happily sitting there, probably about, I don't know, maybe 50, 60 feet from me here, preening his plumage. They have huge rookeries. I saw a bit of footage once of a massive rookery at Lake Eyre. One of the few times at Lake Eyre it's actually full of water. And I think there was close to 1 million of them out there, trying to raise the chicks before the water dried up. And they weren't completely successful at doing that. I'm also aware of a brown pelican. I haven't seen one, but I don't know if we get them in Australia, but possibly do further up north. I know they have them overseas, in South America and North America. I guess the brown one. Like I said, I've never seen one. I think this guy's probably just called a pied pelican or a white pelican. But they're beautiful, aren't they? Anyway, Aussie birds rock. See you, Mr. Percival. Ta-da.